Here's an updated shot of the Duluth Company put together by my buddy BobK, who easily builds the best buildings I've ever seen. There's lots of junk in it, lots of lights in it. You can see the two guys playing checkers there. Let's see if we can get in there a little bit. Come on, focus. There you go. There's two guys playing checkers and a dog laying in front of the fireplace. Fireplace being a potbelly stove with a red, a yellow, and a white LED, all flashing at different intensities and different rates. Kind of gives the impression of a fire burning. There's a scale and some assorted stuff in the loading dock. There's a bunch of stuff in the loading dock. Fat Bill and his brother Bluey sitting beside the old busted car, which is of course next to the carpentry shop. So he's got, again, a bunch of interior stuff, and you can see the fan in the window spinning up as if to say somebody's painting or who knows what's going on in there. That'll stay on for 30 seconds or so, give or take, and then it goes off. And the whole idea here is that when the building's lit, it looks different, and it really truly does look different when it's lit than when it's off. So the sign on Duluth will stay on all the time, but there's a couple of different routines. There's lighting in the shades over the doors, there's lighting inside the building, and there's lighting under the awning or the loading dock. So all three of those will actually operate at different times. And the combination of those and the stove running, the stove runs all the time because it is winter outside right now, and that combination winds up looking like something's really happening when in fact there's no moving parts at all. Now over next door, over here we have the welding shed. The welding shed has a whole bunch of stuff inside, and of course the guy welding. And like any good backcountry shed, it's very poorly lit, very dim inside, but just enough light that you can see in and see what's going on. The guy in the suit, of course, is coming to deliver the eviction papers. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Over a little further we have the fuel dock at Trottwater. Oh, hello. We have the guy with the lantern. The lead in the lantern is on a pick as well, and it does change intensity, although you may or may not be able to see it in this particular rendering of the video. Some fresh carpentry in the carpentry shop. Here's the outside lights on in Duluth. These are the engineering shades. And that beautiful, beautiful stainless tubing that he makes. You put the wire through the tubing before you put the bend in the tubing. Put the lead on, and suck it up tight inside the shade, and you just get an absolutely fabulous finished product. Let's see just how close we can get. The shades on top of the sign, of course, were just installed last week by the electrician. You can see the conduit running down from the shades. And you can see it running across into the building. The station at Trottwater, of course, has Buddy doing his paperwork at his desk with his telephone. And there's a couple other people in the building. And the engineer walking up to the building. Buggy truck lit. We're just waiting for Trottwater to wake up here. And there's the interior, and in a second or two the lights will come on in the loading dock area there. There you go. Quite a contrast from dark to light. The whole thing about this layout is there's trees right at the edge, and the trees right at the edge tend to act as view blocks, and they also keep errant fingers from sticking in and moving cars and stuff like that. With the electromagnetic uncouplers all over the place, there's absolutely no reason to be reaching in, touching stuff. Just enough out around in the fan, just enough angle on the blades that it will catch your eye, although it's not obvious. You look at it from far away, and this is about where you'd be standing normally. You may or may not be able to see it. If you're looking at it, you might see it. If you're not looking at it, you might not see it. Hence, every time you come into the scene, it might look like something different.